We consider ourselves modern. We live advanced lives and are no longer primitive cave dwellers. Our life is full of complex technology. Knowledge can be found on the internet quite easily. We consider ourselves enlightened. Our lives are fast, evolving around numbers, laws. We praise ourselves for how far we have come and the progress we have made. But are we really that advanced? Is that true? Or are we basically the same people we have been thousands of years ago? Maybe the answer to that can be found in some unexpected places. A pile of stones, nestled between the trees on a small clearing. It is a quiet place, a bit hidden in the landscape. But when you follow these signs, you can find several of these monuments in the northern regions. What exactly are they? To answer that, I went on a little journey and took a closer look. Most of these places are located between Emmen and Groningen in the northern Netherlands, along the highway N34, which got its name, Hunebed Highway, from the monuments. The biggest of these Hunebedden can be found and visited in Borger. There, visitors can learn everything about the history of these places inside the Hunebed Centrum. After that, they are able to step outside and experience the huge Hunebed D27 from up close. D27 is a so-called passage grave, which means that it has an elongated shape with an entrance on one of the long sides, pointing south. But there can be found different types of graves in the Netherlands, specified by their structure. And for example, Hunebed D20 shows an additional curb, a stone circle around the Hunebed itself. The Dutch name Hunebed is a bit misleading. The English term for such a monument is dolmen or megalithic grave, referring to the big boulders it consists of. Hunebed derives from the words for giant and bed, which implies that at one point in history people imagined these monuments have been built and used by giant figures. And for a long time it wasn't really clear who built these graves and why. Some of the Hunebedden have specific names like Steenbergen or Papelose Kerk, but most of them are only distinguished by cryptic numbers. The system for naming them was established and named by the Dutch scientist Van Griffen. He assigned every hunebed a number counting from north to south and a letter hinting on the region. Green and brown colors below, ever-changing hues of grayish-blue above. In all reality, time doesn't play a role, as we have so much of it. We have witnessed the world around us transform. Huts arose, then houses, then long grey ribbons of stone and tar cut the landscape into pieces. And recently, the world has become inhabited by lifeless, yet moving, metal boxes and automatons. But one constant endures. Below, the cold and steady ground. Above, the skies, sometimes with rain, sometimes snow, sometimes storm or warm sun. In our early days, another color dominated the scene. We can still remember it, the beginning, when there was only white, and we traveled from the far north together with the eternal ice. And when the ice retreated, they came, those who call themselves human. They tried to shape us, to sculpt us, bring us together, stacked up high. And ever since, we have stood and watched. In the early days, they came often to pay us a visit, with offerings in their hands. In groups they gathered, surrounding us. Their songs and dances echoed through the air. And sometimes they placed some of their kind among us, where, over time, they became one with the soil. Now these have been long forgotten by their own kind. Only we still remember the many souls we encountered. In these days we mostly slumber. The singing and dancing is gone, but sometimes one still comes, and now and then a warm hand brushes past our surfaces. A faint trace of the old connection to those humans. And whatever happens, we will continue to watch.